going to be learning how to practice EPK, Ekapada Groundedness, which is a super fun arm balance. Arm balances are a great way to build strength in your core and your upper body, and also bring in a lot of focus in your practice, and they're undeniably a fun part of your practice. So you will need blocks for today's practice so that you get a little bit of support while you're trying to get into the posture. So let's get them, get on your mat and begin. We're going to begin on all fours, knees, hips in line, wrists and shoulders in line, and we're going to do a quick wrist warm up. So keep breathing naturally, and you're just going to tip forward to the right, back and left. Let's do this 2 more times. Easy breath. Feel that slight pinchy sensation on the wrists. It's good. Once you're done with 3, you're going to reverse these circles to the other direction. 2. Last one. Feel every part of your palm pressing into the mat. Create that kind of a suction, like a good grip on the mat, and slowly you're going to come back to center. Turn your fingertips to the edges of the mat, and let's start to move side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, and 5. Come back to center. Just to release the wrists, you're going to turn the palm the other way around, fingertips pointing towards each other, round your back, releasing the forearms. 1, 2, and 3. Relax. Come back into tabletop position. One thing we need to remember in arm balances is the activation in the shoulders and the core. So you're going to imagine that you're pushing the floor away from you. So you're protracting the shoulders. So if you watch my shoulder, I'm retracting here, sending the chest down towards the mat, and then I'm pushing away, protracting. Let's do that 3 more times. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Push the floor away. Inhale. Exhale. Push the floor away. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Push the floor away. Hold it here. 1, 2, lower belly drawn in, and 3. Inhale, relax. Now we're going to try to engage the shoulders. So keep that protracted position and lift your knees an inch off. So you're going to activate the core and keep pushing the floor away from you. Let's try that. Take an inhale. Exhale. Push the floor away, protracting the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees up, maintain that protracted position. Draw the lower belly in. There's a slight rounding in the back. 1, 2, and 3. Drop the knees down. Sit back in Vajrasana. Gentle rotations to your wrist. Clockwise 3 times and anti-clockwise. Relax. Slowly you're going to come back. Now we're going to try to keep the shoulders protracted and bring your knee in towards your elbow, because when you get into EPK, that's what you'll be eventually moving into. So exhale, protract the shoulders. From there, your knee, drive it in towards the elbow. Keep pushing the floor away. Hold. 1. Point the toes, lift the heel up. 2 and 3. Relax. Let's try the other side. Exhale, push the floor away, draw the navel in, lift the knee up towards the elbow, heel up. 1, 2 and 3. Slowly down. Let's take a short child's pose here. Relax. Breathe, slow down your breath. And we're going to roll up. Now we're going to try these drills but in plank position. So you're reducing the base of your support, because eventually in your arm balance you're going to use only your wrists to balance. So let's try and come up into plank. First we're going to try to do the protraction in plank. So once your knees are off, squeeze the glutes, draw the belly in, and then push the floor away, relax. Push the floor away, relax. Last one. Push the floor away, hold. 1, 2 and 3. Slowly bring your knees down. Take a moment. Now we are going to protract the shoulders and tilt the weight forward, slightly ahead of the wrist. That forward movement is important for you to move into your arm balance. So let's give it a go. Palms on the mat, step back into plank. Now first you're going to push the floor away, protract the shoulders. Now imagine you're coming onto your tips of the toes. Lean forward, forward, forward and back. 1. Tips of the toes forward, forward, forward and back. 2. Lean forward, 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 hold. 1, 2 and 3. Relax. Knees down, open them out, sit back in child's pose. Coming forward again. This time you're going to look forward, arch your back. Let's just release the spine a bit, open up. As you exhale, tuck your toes and go into downward facing dog. Settle your heels into the mat if you can. Take a couple of breaths here, bringing your awareness to your navel region. Now as you inhale, you're going to step your right foot forward outside of the right palm and place the back knee down on the mat. Okay? Lift your chest up, keep sending the hip down. You can release the back foot, hold it here for 3, for 2 and 1. Now tuck the back toes on the mat, lift the back knee off, but don't lift your hip up. Let the hip stay as low as you can to the mat. Make sure the right knee is not opening out this way. Keep it in close towards your shoulder. Hold. 1, 2 and 3. Slowly drop the knee down. You can try and get your elbows onto the mat. Now if you are unable to get both your elbows down, or if your knee is opening up too much here, you might require a little bit elevation. So here you can use a block and rest your elbows on the block. Start here, and as you get comfortable, you can bring your elbows down towards the floor. Keep the knee in, chest up, arch the back, look forward, hold. 1, 2 and 3. Release, relax. Once it starts getting comfortable with the block, you're going to bring your elbows down towards the mat. Now we are going to tuck the toes, lift the knee off the mat and try to pulse forward and back while arching the back. If you round, it's a little less effective. When you arch, there's more opening in your hip. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the knee down, come back onto your palms. Now for EPK, you're going to be using your elbows to rest your abdomen on. To get that connection between your abdomen and the elbow, we're going to do 3 mini push-ups here. So you're just going to bend the elbow, try to create the contact between your elbow and the belly, come back up. Bend your elbows, try to get that contact, come back up. 2 more. Bend your elbows and up. Last one. Bend the elbows and up. Tuck the toes, exhale, go back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Bring the knees down and rest in child's pose. When you're ready, you can slowly roll up. Now make sure you do these drills on the left side as well to open up the left hip. Since we've been working on the right, we're going to continue working on the right side to move into your arm balance. You're going to come into plank again to do one more drill. Now that you've opened up the right hip a bit, you're going to tuck the toes, exhale, step back into plank. From plank, take another exhalation, drive your right knee high up onto the arm and keep shifting your weight forward onto the wrist. Hold it here. 1, 3. Step back, bring the knee down, sit back in Vajrasana. Take a moment here. Slowly open your eyes, and now let's bring the blocks onto the mat. You can keep the blocks about shoulder width apart, and you're going to place your palms on the blocks, and we're going to use the blocks first to try and attempt the posture. So you're going to get into plank position. Push the floor away from you again. Drive the right knee outside of your right elbow. Okay. Now tip the weight forward. Start to bend your elbows and see if you can stay on the tips of the left toes, and if you feel like, point and start to lift up. Slowly bring your foot down and release. Relax. You can roll up, remove the blocks, and we can try once without the blocks. The important point is the contact between your elbows and your belly. So when you tip the weight forward, try and tuck the elbows like the push-ups that we did, establishing the contact between your belly and the elbows. Once you establish that, tip a little bit more forward to allow the back foot to come off the mat. Let's give it a go. So from plank, driving your right knee forward, tip forward. Okay, so here you can place the foot down if you need to. Tuck your left elbow in a little so it's supporting your belly, and then once you have that contact, you can lift this right foot off, lift the back knee off, and if you feel very comfortable here, extend the right leg to the right side. Bend the knee, slowly come back up and relax. Coming up again, we're going to give this one more time a try. This time, once you lift the leg up and you extend the right leg, you want to turn and gaze at your right toes. So you are completing the posture with your drishti. Last one, coming back into plank. We'll go step by step. First bring the knee forward, rest your foot so you can adjust the left palm a little bit, tuck the elbows, tilt forward, lift up the back foot, right foot up, keep gazing forward, extend the right leg, and then turn and look at the toes. Bend, come back gently, and you can relax in child's pose. So those were few drills that you can practice to strengthen your core and your arms to get into Ekapada Groundedness. Now we've done these drills only about 3 to 5 times. You can increase the repetitions till you feel you're fully ready to move into the posture. You don't even have to lift your back leg off. You can just stay with your elbows in contact with your belly. Keep the back foot on the floor and practice with only one leg off. Holding that itself will build a lot of strength in your shoulders. Wait for the back foot to peel off on its own. Avoid jumping into the posture. That will make the practice safe and comfortable for you. We are going to learn how to prepare for Bhuja Pidasana, a very powerful and beautiful arm balance. Let's get started. You want to make sure to warm up and prepare your wrists for this practice. We have done a detailed video on how to prepare your wrists for arm balances. We will be sharing the link for that as well, so definitely follow that. For preparation for Bhuja Pidasana, we are going to start off with Pada Hastasana. So you're going to keep your feet shoulder width apart. Place your palms on your waist, take a deep inhalation, As you exhale, lengthen forward and go all the way down to the mat. And you're going to tuck your fingertips underneath your toes. Now, if this is very comfortable for you, you can go all the way till your wrist. If you're not yet there, no worries, you can just stay with your fingertips on the mat. Exhale, fold forward and attempt to get your chest as close as you can to the thigh and attempt to get the forehead in between your knees. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and slowly lift the chest up. Bring your palms to your waist. Inhale and come all the way up to standing. Step your feet together and now we're going to practice Prasarita Padottanasana A. You're going to open out your feet, toes pointing forward, heels in one line. All of these postures allow you to prepare your hips so that you can easily find the movement to bring your shoulder underneath the hips for Bhujapedasana. So inhale and lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold forward again. Place your palms on the mat. Lengthen the spine, concave the back. As you exhale, once again, start bringing your belly closer to your thigh, chest closer to the knee. Start walking your hands back if you can. Start getting the forehead closer and closer to your knees, top of the head to the floor. 1, 2, depending on where you are in your practice, you can choose to stay a little longer so you find a little bit deeper opening. 4, 5. Inhale and lengthen your spine. Exhale, palms to the lower back. Inhale and come all the way up. As you exhale, you're going to step your feet together. The next posture we're going to practice is Ardha Titibhasana. So here we're going to start to get the upper body involved. So we're going step by step into the practice. So inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward once again into Padahastasana. Before you tuck the toes, instead of tucking your fingertips underneath your toes, you're going to take your right arm. You can slightly bend your knees. Try and take the right shoulder. I'm lifting my heel to make space for this movement. Take the shoulder underneath your thigh and wrap your arm around the thigh close to where your pocket would be. Now from there, if you're comfortable, place the heel down. Take your left arm back and make a bind. You can just hold the fingertips or you can hold the wrist. Now once you're here, start to straighten your knees and square the shoulders. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release the bind. Come back into Padahastasana. From there, lift your left heel up to make space for the left shoulder. As much as you can, lean forward. Get the left shoulder underneath the thigh. Wrap the hand around. Right arm goes back. Hold on to the wrist or fingertips. Start to straighten the knees. Stay there and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very gently release the hands. Continue to stay here. You can open out your toes slightly if you like. As you exhale, you're going to squat down into Malasana. Instead of your hands forward, you can place the palms at the heart center. Here again, focus on pushing your thighs out with the help of your elbows and start opening out the knees and lifting the chest up. Stay there and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now without changing this contact, so your chest is still low, only change you're going to make is lift your hips up in line with your knees into Dhruta Utkatasana. So from here, Just lift your hips up in line with your knees. Nothing changes with the upper body. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep drawing the navel in. 5. Slowly you're going to squat down to the floor again. Now you can take your hands forward and drop your hips to the floor and stretch the legs forward. Now is a good time for you to bring in your blocks into the practice. So we're going to place one block on either side and we're going to practice Eka Hasta Bhujasana, which is also a great preparation for Bhujapedasana because it works both on your arm balance and it also works with your hip mobility, which will prepare you to take both legs on the shoulders for Bhujapedasana. So we'll start with the right side. So you're going to bend your right knee close to your chest. Okay. Now you can hold the foot with your left hand, start lifting the leg up just like we did Titibhasana. Remember, you have already warmed up for this practice. You're going to take your right shoulder underneath your knee. Okay, so my calf is actually resting on my shoulder. So try and take it as high as you can. Now from here you can use the blocks for support. Place your palms on the blocks. Your arm balance comes here. We'll keep the left leg down for now and just focus on lifting the hips up. 1, 2, 3. If you're very comfortable, try to lift the left leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly come back down to the mat and you're going to release the right leg. If you had noticed, I made a small correction in this posture. Instead of letting my hip sink down, I lifted my hip up to engage the hip flexor. You will require that in your Bhujapedasana as well so that you don't topple back in the posture. I will show it to you on the left side again. So you're going to bend the left knee, lift the leg up, take the left shoulder underneath the knee as much as you can. Place the blocks on either side. First 3 breaths, we'll just lift the hips up. Notice my hips are not going down this way, I'm lifting it up. 3, 2, 1. When I lift my leg up, my hip is not going to sink to the floor. It's going to stay up. I'm using my hip flexor to lift the leg up. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back down to the mat and relax. Now, if this was very comfortable for you, you can practice it again without the blocks. So you don't have the elevation, so you will have to really push up with your shoulders. We'll try that on the right side one time. Bend the knee, take your leg over the shoulder, place your palms on either side. Make sure your calf is squeezing into the shoulder, otherwise it will slip out. Press into your palms, lift the hips up, draw your navel in as much as you can, left leg up. Breathe. Slowly come back down and you can repeat this again on the left side. Now for Bhujapedasana, both legs are around the shoulders and you'll be balancing on the hands at the same time. So we'll work our way slowly with the help of the blocks into the posture. First step is to come into Malasana. So bend your knees, push your hips forward, come into Malasana. Second, you're going to lift your hips up into Dhruta Utkatasana. Both these postures we've already practiced. Now you're going to take the blocks. This is just for some elevation for you to access the posture easily. Place it right behind your heel. Now take your hands underneath your thigh. Again, we practiced Titibhasana on one side. Now you're going to try and get your shoulders low enough so both the hands can come underneath the thigh. Palms are going to rest on the block. Now if you notice, my thighs are resting on my triceps I'm going to slightly lean back, bring my feet closer to each other, cross my ankles and lift up. Try and lift your hip up and extend the leg forward. So it becomes a more active posture. Stay for a few breaths. Keep gazing at a point ahead of you, not down. Slowly release the legs. Remove your hands. Remove the blocks and squat down into Malasana or to the floor. So we're going to practice this without the blocks. So again, you can move yourself up into Malasana. From Malasana, lift your hips up into Drutta Utkatasana. Move your chest down so that your shoulders can come underneath your thighs, so your palms can comfortably rest on the mat behind your heels. Now once you start shifting the weight back, don't sink your hip down, keep lifting it up and backwards more, keep drawing the navel in. Start bringing the feet closer to each other and you can wrap your ankles around one another. And now instead of pushing the hip downwards, move it backwards, engaging your lower abdomen. Start moving the feet forward. Stay there and breathe. 1. We are in Bhuja Pidasana. A. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Gently release the legs and you can come back into Malasana. When you are attempting to practice a slightly complex posture, make sure you break down the posture to understand what are the components that you need to work on before you actually attempt the posture. So preparation and conditioning becomes important here. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful for you. I will see you in the next one.